as I go along. Make sure you've got enough space around you to do the flow. You're not going to smash into walls or windows. When you bring yourself, when you bring yourself down onto your mat, give yourself a little wiggle, shift around, get a little bit of movement going. Just get all those little bits of excess energy out of your body. When I get down onto the mat, I tend to have little bits of extra energy that need to just be pushed out. So just give yourself a little shake. Maybe you want to draw circles with your body. You can lift your hips here, just get your wiggle on. And just kind of try and work that energy out. And when you feel like you're ready, bring yourself back to center. Palms on your knees and turn the palms up to face towards the sky. Drop those shoulders down and close your eyes. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Expand your abdomen and send all of that air down towards the bottom of your lungs. Filling them like a glass all the way to the top. When you reach the top, maybe pause for a second. So we're always teaching our bodies to breathe that little bit deeper. Teaching yourselves to use the full capacity of your lungs. When you exhale, reversing the breath, navel to spine, letting go of every last drop. Inhale, feel the breath wash through you, lifting you. Sitting tall, elevated, lifting through the spine, but grounding through the sit bones. Exhale. Inhale, dropping the shoulders down, allowing the neck to grow long, your head to become light. Start to tune out all of your outside distractions, thoughts and worries. Forget everything you did before or need to do after and just take this time for you. So just focusing in on your breath and take an imaginary broom, sweep the mind clear of any clutter, any wandering thoughts. Leaving the mind clear for your breath to float in and out. And let's check in with those key tension points. As we inhale, drop the shoulders down, lengthen through the neck. Releasing any tension we might be holding there, and notice the difference when we release our shoulders and start to sit tall. Exhale, softening the facial features. Letting go of any tension, making sure we're not frowning unnecessarily. Start to soften the jaw. Unlock the back teeth and draw the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. And deeply breathe in here. And exhale. Notice the difference when you just unlock those 3 little tension points. Maybe you sit taller, maybe you feel a little lighter. Maybe you can breathe a little deeper, maybe you feel a little bit more relaxed. We tend to hold on to stress in really subtle ways, especially at times of uncertainty. So it's good to just check in with those little tension points, even if it's just once a day in this class, and just let them go. And then let's start to mobilize. Gently draw the chin to the shoulder. Start to roll your head from side to side, from shoulder to shoulder. Gently mobilizing. And if you want to progress that to a full neck roll, by all means do. I know some people don't like a full head roll, but if you would like to, make sure you do both sides. Really starting to mobilize. Just mobilize one little part of the body at a time. Bring your head back to center, deep shoulder rolls. Now up to your ears, down your spine. Imagine you're drawing circles with those shoulder blades, getting nice and deep. And really indulge in that shoulder roll. Feel like you're lifting your whole body with that roll. Really nice, just activating that shoulder girdle, loosening it up. And then let's take a nice deep breath. Take your right hand behind you so it acts like a secondary spine, nice and sturdy. Your left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Sit up tall and push that knee away as you twist. Look all the way behind you. Nice deep seated twist. So I don't know about you, but I really, really like twists. I feel like they really do stretch out the body parts that I really want to stretch. They also rejuvenate and re-energize. And what we do when we're twisting is we're compressing our organs and releasing any toxins from the blood. Squeezing, squeezing, push that knee away, gazing all the way behind you. Exhale, let go. And when we let go of a twist, bring yourself back to center. Fresh blood is rushing through our organs. Take that left hand behind you like a secondary spine. Your right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Sitting up tall, drop those shoulders down, push that knee away and twist. Keep your neck long, keep your spine upright. Try not to use that back arm as a leaning post. It's just there to help support you and keep you upright, but it's not for you to completely rely on as a leaning post. Really push against that left knee with your right hand. Trying to gaze all the way behind you. Feel that stretch in the spine and the shoulder girdle. Deep breath. Keeping those bum cheeks planted. One more time. Gently back to center. Draw your hands behind your back. Interlace those fingers and pull the shoulder blades together like chicken wings, opening out your heart center. If you want to, you can hinge forward here and bring those arms up above, like you're trying to pull them all the way ahead of you. Getting even deeper into your shoulders. And breathe into that shoulder stretch. Give me one more breath. Wherever you are, unlock the fingers. Bring those arms in front of you now. So you're trying to reach across the mat. I'm just going to move back so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to reach those arms all the way out in front. Try and keep those bum cheeks planted so you're hinging at the hips. Reaching with those arms, you're going to feel that stretch through the shoulders, through the arms. And then start to walk those hands across to the right, getting a stretch through the left side. Keep both bum cheeks planted on the mat. Breathe into that stretch. Really nice. Walk the hands across now to the left, stretching the right hand side, reaching. Keep those bum cheeks planted. Well done. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Gently bringing yourself back to center. Walk those hands into an upright position. Place your palms in front. Bring yourself into an all fours position on your mat. Stack those joints, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And your toes tucked under. And I just want you to push down through your palms into your little fingers, through the knees, through the feet. Imagine you're trying to lift up away from the mat. The energy is pushing you away. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And if you want to get a little bit of core engagement here, tuck those toes under and lift the knees about 10 centimeters off the mat. Keep the spine flat, core engaged. Pushing into those heels, feel that engagement in the core and the glutes. And breathe. 5. Pushing into those heels. 4. Feel that engagement. If you don't want to do this, by all means, staying in an all fours position. 3, and remember to breathe. Some people really like to hold their breath in core poses. It seems like it's what we seem to do instinctively. 2, but your breath will really help guide you through any difficult stretches or poses. And last one. Deep exhale. Push into those heels. Give it one more go. And then drop the knees, untuck the feet. Drop your navel to the floor, gaze up to the sky. Arching that back, cow pose, opening up your heart center. Exhale. Crown of the head towards the floor, spread those shoulder blades, cat pose. And again, inhale. And as always, if you enjoy the movement of your spine mobilizing with your cat-cow, by all means, continue here. Otherwise, feel free to freestyle this movement and really get as weird as you like. Get your wiggle on, get into all those little nooks and crannies in the body. Really, really waking up your body, making your body parts click like my knee just did. And you can do anything here. You can do turning your wrists around. So if you're working on arm balances, that's a good one. You can wiggle those hips, draw figure of eights with the hips and the spine, get that bum involved. You can sit back on your heels, reaching out into a child's pose. You can bring yourself all the way forward into your Cobra and back. Doing whatever feels good for you. Just really get into every little nook and cranny in the body that needs waking up. Use this time and use your breath to guide you through the movement. And if you only want to do really subtle movements, if you're having a day where you just think, actually, I want to be quite sedentary, then by all means, just use it to try and draw little circles, or you can even just stay in your all fours position and just practice your breath. It's completely up to you. Really nice. Maybe get your neck involved. And give me 2 more breaths here. Bring yourself back to center when you're ready. And core engaged, back flat. You're going to take that right leg and send it out behind you in a nice straight line. You're then going to lift that right leg and try not to kick things over in your house like I'm doing. You're then going to lift that right leg, keeping your spine nice and straight. And if you want to, you can just keep the legs. And if you want to add a little bit more, let's add some arms. So you can take your left arm out. So it's opposite leg, opposite arm. Core is engaged, back wants to be nice and straight. So try and avoid dipping like this. You want to keep that spine nice and straight. And keeping that core engaged, we're going to draw the knee to the elbow and release. And knee to elbow, and keep the spine straight and sturdy here. So our trunk is nice and solid, core engaged. So sometimes, I know we do the cat-cow version of this, which is where we'll add arches in. We're not doing that today. Today we want to keep the spine straight and we want to keep that core engaged. So we'll go for 5. And in and 4. So the only things moving should be your arm and your leg. 3 and reach. 2, core engaged and reach. And 1 and reach. And if you want to, you can hold here. If you want to add a little opposite leg stretch, taking hold of your right foot with your left hand. Kick the foot into your hand, gaze straight ahead, find a drishti, a place to rest your gaze. If you're working on flexibility, by all means, this is a good one for you. If you're just working on strength, then holding the arm and leg out behind you and in front of you is probably better. Gazing straight ahead. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let go of the foot, but keep the foot raised. Plant both hands down on the mat. Tuck that left toe under and push up into your 3-legged dog with the knee bent. You're going to take a deep breath here. We're going to send that right leg out behind us into our 3-legged dog. Draw the right knee in towards the chest and push back. And then we're going to take that knee to the outside of our right elbow and push back. The knee is going to come across to the left and back. And let's do this again. Center, 3-legged dog. Inhale to the right, exhale 3-legged. Inhale to the left, exhale 3-legged dog. And again to center, and 3-legged dog. Well done. To the right, and 3-legged dog. And to the left, and 3-legged dog. Once more to center, and back. To the right, well done, and back. To the left, and back. Draw that knee in towards the center, plant that right foot, drop the left leg, left knee and left foot down on the mat. And bring those arms up in line with your ears. You can take your runner's lunge, a low lunge. So stretching out the hip flexors, strengthening our quads and our hamstrings. If you're happy here, lovely. If you want to take a little split, you're going to send the right arm back, the left arm forward. And if you want to go deeper here, right hand comes to the left thigh, to the left calf, and left arm up and over. And reach here. Still sinking into those hips opening. Lovely. Well done. One more breath. Wiggle those arms back around on either side of that front foot. Bend the back knee, straight the front leg. Flexing that right foot, nice deep hamstring stretch. Inhale. And exhale, folding nice and deeply. Hinging at your hips. Try and keep your spine straight in this one. This is a really nice indulgent hamstring stretch. If you do have tight hamstrings, this is a great one for you. And again, try and keep those hips squared to the front like car headlights. So what tends to happen if you are quite tight, you can tend to open up like with the other leg, so opening the left side. Try not to do that. Even though it can be quite tempting, it means you get lower into the stretch. Try and keep those hips squared to the front. And just enjoy that even though you might not get as low, you're getting a deeper stretch and you're keeping those hips nice and aligned, which is much better for you. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, plant that right foot. Bring the palms in either side of that front foot. Tuck that left toe under. Lifting at the back knee. We're going to step back into a plank position. So we're going to do a little bit of a core burner here. What we're going to do, you're going to drop one arm at a time down into your forearm plank and then bring yourself back up. And we're going to do that 5 times. So 1, forearm plank, and back. 2, forearm plank, and back. 3, forearm plank, and back. 2, forearm plank, and back. And 1, forearm plank, and back. Really nice. Take a deep breath here. And we're going to push ourselves into our side plank on the right hand side. Bringing your arm up. So I'm just going to switch sides so you can see what I'm doing. So you want your arms aligned, so your shoulders stacked. Straight line from wrist to wrist. If this is too much, you can drop that bottom knee. Make sure those hips stay stacked. And wherever you are, we're going to take our bow and arrow, which is really good for arms, good for core. Ready? So what we're going to do, you're going to take that left arm down as though you're trying to grab the bow, and then you're going to pull the bow ready to fire and release. 5 of those. We go down, take the bow, pull and fire. And 4, pull and fire. And 3, pull and fire. 2, pull and fire. And 1, pull and fire. Well done. Bring yourself into your plank position. Drop the knees. Heels together, knees apart. Just take a quick child's pose. Deep breath. We're going to do all of that now on the other side. So take a nice deep inhale. And bring yourself back into your all fours position. Take a deep breath. Take your left foot and bring it out behind you in a straight line, pointing the toe. You're then going to lift that left leg. Keep that left leg in line with your body. So again, try not to dip the spine. We're keeping everything nice and straight, core engaged, but pull that navel in. And if you want to just do the leg, by all means, just do the leg. If you want to add more, bring that right arm out in front. And remember, nice straight line, try not to dip the spine. And let's go, knee to elbow. If you're just doing the leg, just pull the knee in, keeping everything else sturdy. And reach. And in, keep that trunk steady. We're only moving the arm and the leg. And in, so I like to think of myself as like a Barbie doll. You know how they hinge at the arms and the legs, so that's the only thing you can move, and their body stays solid. And 3, and reach, and 2, well done, and reach, and 1, and reach. And either staying here, or if you want to, you can take your left foot into your right hand, give yourself an opposite leg stretch, getting into your shoulders and your spine. Wow, the sun coming through looks well nice. And gazing straight ahead, give yourself a little place to rest your gaze and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. One more time. Really nice. Let go of the foot, but keep the foot lifted. Knee bent. Push down through the palms, tuck that right toe under. Push back. 3-legged dog with a bent leg. Nice straight spine, push down through your palms. You're going to straighten that leg out behind you. And then we're going to draw the left knee in and back and to the left. Exhale, 3-legged. And across to the right. And 3-legged dog. And to center. 3-legged dog. And to the left. And 3-legged dog. Across to the right. 3-legged dog. And to center. 3-legged dog. Well done. Stay with me. Left. 3-legged dog. Right. And 3-legged last time to the center. And back. To the left. And back. And to the right. and back, and then bring that left knee forward, plant the left foot, drop that back knee, untuck the right foot. Well done, really nice. So sinking into your hip flexors here, low lunge, runner's lunge, again, a really good one if you are running at the moment. Bring those arms up in line with your ears. Draw those shoulders away from the ears, arms are in line with your ears, and sink into that front knee. So we're strengthening our quads and our hamstrings here. And if you want to take a little split, a little twist, split the arms so the right arm comes forward, the left arm goes back. And if you want to go further still, left hand back onto the right calf and reach that right arm back. Still opening the hips here, and breathe. Well done, stay with me. Windmill those hands back around on either side of that front foot. Bend the back knee, straight that front leg, flexing the left foot and hinging at the hips. And remember, you don't want to sink into bad habits where you might feel like you go deeper into the stretch, but you're actually opening up the right. So pay attention to how your body feels. If you feel like you're leaning towards the left more and your right hip is open, bring yourself back to center. You might not get as deep into the stretch, but you'll feel like you're getting a more intense stretch. Hands on either side of the foot. Hinge at the hips, make sure those hips are facing straight ahead like car headlights. Keep that foot flexed. Start to walk the hands forward. Inhale. Keep your back as straight as you can. Exhale. Nice, intense hamstring stretch here. Deep breath. And exhale. Well done, everyone. Inhale. And exhale. Let's plant that left foot. Pushing the palms down. You're going to tuck that right toe under, lift the right knee, and step back, plank position. And are you ready for a little core burner? So 5 times, dropping to forearm plank and back. Let's go. 1 and 2, forearm plank, and 3, and 4, and 5. Back to your high plank. All the way onto the left, bring yourself into a side plank on the left-hand side. Make sure it's a straight line from wrist to wrist, shoulder stacked. If you want to drop that bottom knee, by all means do, but make sure you're not dropping forward and closing off the chest. You want to keep that open, the hips stacked. And if you want to take your bow and arrow here, getting deeper into the core, we reach that right arm down as though we're pulling the bow, pull it up, let go, ready to fire. And again, let's go for 5. Release at the top, and 4, grab that bow, pull, and release. 3, and release. 2, and release, and 1, and release, and bring yourself back into that plank position. Take a deep breath and either push straight back into your downward dog, or if you feel like joining me for a vinyasa, you're going to tuck your elbows in, come down through your chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing, making sure the tops of the feet are on the mat. Make sure, I can see a doggy on someone's screen. Make sure those thighs are lifted, shoulders down. This is really good one for posture, this one. And arm strength. Tuck those toes under, exhale into a downward facing dog. So it's our first proper downward dog. So what I want you to do here is you're going to slightly bend the knees to begin with, just so we can focus on getting our spine straight. So palms and fingers spread wide, pushing into the outside of your palms and your little fingers. Very gently softening those elbows, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Rotate the shoulders outwards. Very important that you're not pulling those shoulders together. That's how you get a rotator cuff injury. Make sure there's a straight line from the base of your spine all the way down. Bringing your head between your arms and gazing between your legs. Feet should be about hip width apart. Seems like we're doing a lot here, but you will get used to it. If you want to, you can start to straighten the legs, but make sure your spine stays straight, your navel drawn in towards the spine. If you feel like your spine starts to curve, then you can keep the knees bent. I tend to keep the knees bent quite a lot in down dog, so it's really no worries if you want to. Bringing your heels down towards the mat. And we're going to do some little lifts just to release the backs of the calves and the hamstrings. So inhale, you're going to raise up on the balls of your feet, lift those heels. Exhale, lower, keeping that navel drawn in, the spine straight. And lift, we're getting into the backs of our calves and hamstrings. And lower, so if you do have tight legs, Really good one here, lifting. And lower. And lift. Well done. And lower. And give me 3. And lower. 2. And lower. And 1. And lower. Inhale, drop forward into your high plank position. Core engaged, body in a nice straight line. Drop the knees, but just hover them above the mat, send the bum back towards the heels. Push up, downward facing. Let's do that a few times. Forward, high plank, knees, bum, downward facing dog, and plank. Knees, bum down dog, and plank. Knees, bum down dog, and plank. Knees, bum down dog, last one. Knees, bum down dog, well done. Take your feet wide, start to walk those hands back towards the feet, and as you do, drop that bum down, bring yourself into your malasana, your yoga squat. And you can give yourself a little shift here from side to side if you want to, just to open up the hips. So giving yourself a little wiggle around if you need to. It doesn't even have to be yoga, you can wave your arms around, do whatever you want. And then when you feel like you're ready, trying to bring your feet flat if you can, palms together, and use your elbows to push those knees apart. Some people feel quite vulnerable in this pose. I think it's quite easy to see why. So just take a breath here, and you can either stay here or we're going to take our crow pose, which is a nice little arm balance. And I think it's like probably the nicest starter arm balance. It's not too scary. It's also one that transforms into tripod headstand in time. So what we're going to do, if you want to try it, you're going to bring your palms in front of you on the mat. And I always like to start from Malasana. I feel like it's a nice place to start. And you're just going to lift that bum up. And as you walk the feet forward, you're going to try and place your knees in your armpit. That's very important. So what you want to avoid is bringing your knees to the outside of your arms and using your arms as kind of using the triceps as a table. You want to use your armpits as a table, if that makes sense. So planting those palms, spread those fingers wide, start to hinge forward. And you can start to just lift those toes one at a time until you feel like you've got balance. Even if you only hold for a second and then bring yourself out, you can try toe tapping, which is where you lift one toe after the other. Good thing about crow pose is you really can practice it at any time. And you don't need a lot of space to do it. If you're scared of your head falling forward, you can pop a cushion in front of you. What will happen eventually, which maybe in a few months we can get to if we practice crow pose enough, is you're gonna push all the way forward, drop your head down and push up into a tripod headstand from there. So on that note, bring yourself back into your malasana. Feet flat, palms together, and push those elbows apart. Take a breath, take your palms down, and you're just going to start to straighten the legs out behind you, bringing yourself into your Uttanasana forward fold. Heel toe the feet together. Feet together, slight bend in the knees, so soften the knees, and bring your palms underneath your feet. So we're stretching our hamstrings, stretching our spine, stretching our shoulders. So Uttanasana, forward fold, really good one for hamstrings, and it's a good counter for a back bend as well. And as always, it's really important here that you have bent knees rather than a curve in the spine. So if you feel like when your legs are straight, your spine is really curved, then start to soften your knees, glue your torso to your thighs. And then over time, with your torso on your thighs, start to straighten the legs. That's the best way to do it, to start with bent knees, with your belly on your thighs, and over time, straightening out, rather than having straight legs, putting extra pressure on your hamstrings, and kind of being hung forward like a weird puppet. So with your hands underneath your feet, take a deep breath, inhale, you're gonna release those hands, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, take that left hand to the center of the feet, reach that right arm up and open that chest to the right. Taking a deep breath here. Exhale, dropping the hand, right hand comes to the center. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, reach that left arm up, opening the chest to the left. And again, left hand drops down to the center of your feet. Bend the left knee, straight the right leg. Right arm comes up, opening your chest. And one more time, right hand comes down, right knee bent, left leg straight. Open that chest to the left, reach that left arm up, deep breath. Bring both hands down. Inhale. Start to draw the palms up the feet, up the shins, towards the knees or the thighs. Gaze straight ahead, flatten the back. Exhale back to your forward fold, soften the knees. And again, inhale, stroke the hands up the feet. Gaze straight ahead. Exhale, bring yourself back to your forward fold. Last time, bring the palms up the feet, the shins towards the thighs. Flatten the back, gaze straight ahead. Exhale back to your forward fold, bending the knees, making sure those feet are straight together. Send your arms up in line with your ears and start to bring yourself up into your chair pose. I'm just going to change the camera position so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, feet together, knees bent. Make sure all your weight is in your hip sockets so that your knees don't go further than your feet. Arms in line with your ears, core engaged. Tap that tailbone under, sitting into your imaginary chair. And breathe here. And if you want to take this a little further and take your 4-point chair pose, you're going to lift that right leg and place the right ankle onto your left knee and sit nice and deep. It's almost like you're crossing your legs in a chair pose here. And if you want to go even further here, bringing your hands down onto the mat and taking yourself into a forward fold. So we're getting a nice glute stretch through the right glute here. And breathe, sinking deeper. Well done. Take a nice deep breath. And gently, wherever you are, if you're in your forward fold, start to try and lift, keeping that knee bent and that ankle towards your knee. Everyone now is going to start to lift that right knee and take hold of the right knee with your hands. If you're happy here, lovely. Really grounding through that left foot. If you want to, you can take that right knee out to the side. And if you want to, you can bring your right hand to the inside, finger and thumb, fingers around your big toe, and start to straight that leg out to the side, hand to big toe pose, keeping your balance. And wherever you are. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking hold of that knee again. Drop that foot down. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Extended mountain, gazing up at your thumbs. Exhale, slight bend at the knees, hinge at the hips. Bring yourself back down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, bring your palms up the feet towards the shins, then the thighs. Flat back, gaze straight ahead. Exhale back to your forward fold. Inhale again, trace the palms up the feet towards the shins or the thighs, flat back, gaze straight ahead. Exhale, forward fold. And last time, tracing the palms up the feet, the shins towards the thighs, flat back, gaze straight ahead. Exhale back to your forward fold, bend knees, make sure those feet are together, arms up in line with your ears, bring yourself into your Uttanasana, chair pose. Make sure the weight is in the hip sockets. Sitting in that imaginary chair, make sure the knees don't go past the feet. Feet together, arms in line with your ears, shoulders down. Core engaged, tailbone tapped under. And breathe, sitting into that imaginary chair. Core engaged. And if you want to, lift your left leg. Take your left ankle onto your right knee. 4-point pose. Still sinking into that chair pose like you're crossing your legs on a chair. And if you want to, you can drop those hands forward. Bring yourself into a little forward fold. And I'm just going to hop myself to the center of the mat here so that I can do my hand to big toe pose without crashing into a window. And very gently, if you are in that forward fold, you're going to try and start to bring yourself back up into your chair pose. Everybody now lift that left knee and take the left knee in your hand, grounding through the right leg. You can either stay here, or you can take that left knee out to the side. Or if you want to take your left hand to the inside, fingers around your big toe, and straight that left leg out. Hands big toe pose. wherever you are. 5, 4, find a place to rest your gaze. 3, 2, and 1. Gently let go, dropping the foot. Inhale, raising your arms up towards the sky. I'm going to step to the back of my mat. Exhale, hinge forward through the hips, forward fold. And start to trace the palms up the feet towards the shins and the thighs, flat back. Exhale back to your forward fold, and this time start to walk those hands all the way forward into your plank position. And I think it's time for another little core burner if we're working on core. So staying in your high plank, make sure the wrists are under the shoulders. So we're going to do our Spider-Man, which somebody asked me for exercise for those little love handle bits yesterday, and this is probably the best one that I found. So we're going to do our Spider-Man. So what we do is we take our right knee first. We're going to go shoulder, back, across and back, and we're going to do that 8 times on each side. So let's go shoulder, back, across and back, and shoulder, back, across and back, and 3, back, cross and back, and 4, back, cross and back, and 5, back, cross and back, and 6, back, cross and back, and 7, back, cross and back, and 8, back, cross and back. And taking your plank pose again, you can either stay here or drop down onto your forearms with me. We're just going to do another little core burner in between our Spider-Man. Keep that core nice and tight, bum down, body in a straight line. And you're going to do 5 rocks, so we're going to push ourselves all the way forward and back. So find your edge, core engage. Let's go 5 and back, 4 and back, 3, keep that breath going, and back, 2 and back, and 1 and back. Push yourself back up into your high plank. And let's go. Spider-Man on the left-hand side, left knee. Shoulder, back, cross and back, and shoulder, back, across and back, and 3, back, cross and back, and 4, back, across and back, 5, back, cross and back, and 6, back, cross and back, and 7, back, cross and back, and 8, back, cross and back. Drop the knees, heels together, knees apart. Forehead down onto the mat, reach those arms out in front, and take child's pose. You have earned it. Deep breath. Start to walk your hands back. Bring yourself into a kneeling position. Bum on your heels. I'm just going to switch the camera again. We're going to take a little thunderbolt before we bring ourselves into seated. So tuck your toes under. So you're sitting your bum on your heels. I know some people say this pinches a little bit, and if it is a little bit intense, feel free to just take some kneeling breaths. Otherwise, we're just going to push back into our heels, gaze straight ahead, inhale. And exhale, you'll feel this stretching the backs of your feet, the arches, your toes. And just allow these breaths to just slow down your heart rate, because if you're like me, your heart is going quite fast. Let's just slow our breath back down. One more breath. Take your hands on either side and just bring yourself around into a seated pose. Feet flat, knees bent. We're going to take our boat pose, and I promise this is the last little bit of intense ab punishment that I'm going to give you today. Maybe. No, it really is. Bring your hands behind you. You're going to take your feet into a tabletop position, and you can either keep your hands behind you but still keep that core engaged and the back flat, or you can bring your arms out on either side, balance on your sit bones, keep that core engaged, or if you want to, you can try straight the legs. And we're only going to hold for a count of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw those knees in towards you, and you're just going to rock back into your Uttanasana, drawing those knees in towards your chest and rocking from side to side on the mat. Bring myself back into the center. And then drop those feet down. Feet about hip width apart, knees about hip width apart, parallel like train tracks, spine flat. If your spine's flat, your pelvis will have a very gentle tilt that will only be noticeable to you. Arms down on either side, head, neck, shoulders, and spine in a nice straight line. You want to keep those knees and feet parallel, try not to bow them out. We're going to take our shoulder bridge. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift. Imagine someone's got a bit of string through your pelvis, pulling you up towards the sky. Start to walk your shoulders together, interlace the fingers underneath your back and lift those hips high. Remember, don't bow the knees or the feet. You'll notice the difference. You'll have a nice engagement in your hamstrings, your glutes, your bum, your lower back if you keep that nice parallel between your knees and feet. So this is a really good one to finish on. It's good for anxiety, insomnia, stress. It's really good for pelvic floor. So ladies, if you've had a baby, or even if you've not had a baby, really, really good for pelvic floor. Kegel exercises. Good for shoulder strengthening. Good for back bend practice. It's a bit of a good all-rounder, really. Good for strengthening those hamstrings and glutes. Keep those feet flat. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unlace the fingers, gently roll down one vertebra at a time. Peeling yourself back down onto the mat. Uttanasana, knees into your chest. Gentle rock here. Well done. Bring your arms out on either side. Take your feet into a tabletop position. Knees over to the left, gaze to the right. Breathing here. Knees across to the right, gaze to the left. Feel that little twist through the spine. I really like supine twists. They really release any tension in the back. Gently bring yourself back to center, start to straighten yourself out. You know the drill, full body stretch. Point those fingers, point those toes. Reaching from one side of the room to the other. Imagine somebody's pulling you by the fingernails and toenails and you cannot get away. There should be tension in every part of your body. And if you're one of the people that do get cramped in your feet here, if you're pointing your toes, try flexing them instead. You still get the same tension and the same stretch. And if you're flexing anyway, try pointing instead. Reaching. I want you to imagine somebody's trying to add inches onto your body. Do everything that I've told you not to do. Pull those shoulders up to your ears, a million double chins. Screw that face up, tension in every single facial feature. Beady eyes, a million double chins, ugliest face you've ever made in your life. And there should be so much tension in your body, you're literally shaking. Maybe your limbs are lifting from the mat. While you're here, throw in your mental tension as well. Everything that's been pissing you off. And it's good to do this every day. It's not a fix for it by any means, but it's nice to just build it up, pour in all that physical and mental tension, and then throw it back into the universe. Big old tension bobs. So keep building it up. We're just going to get rid of it. We're going to build it all up. Keep reaching, stretching. 5, 4, 3, 2. Everything that's annoying you, build it all up. 2.5. 2 and 3/4. And 1, let go. Push it all out into the universe. And breathe. Palms open, feet falling open. Melt down into your mat. If you want to grab blankets, socks, jumpers, cushions, a drink of water, dim the lights, pop on some music, whatever feels good for you for your Shavasana, then by all means do that. If, on the other hand, you prefer not to stay for Shavasana, I absolutely will not be offended. I know it's not for everyone. But if you are staying, you can take Shavasana however you'd like. But if you are pregnant, please take it lying on your left-hand side in a fetal position with a cushion between your knees. If you've got a really big dip in your spine, you can take it with bent knees and your feet flat. But really, it's up to you how you take your relaxation. When you're ready, find your still space, close your eyes, palms open, facing upwards, feet falling open. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. As you inhale through the nose, feel that breath wash through you, cleansing you from the inside out. And as you exhale, push out anything that isn't serving you in this moment. Forget everything you did before or need to do after, and just take these moments for you. Focus in on that breath. And as you're breathing, take that imaginary broom again. Sweep the mind clear of clutter, wandering thoughts. Allow it to lay still. And just check in with those key tension points. Make sure we're dropping those shoulders away from the ears. Make sure we're softening the facial features, letting go of any tightness or tension. Make sure we're softening the jaw, unlocking those back teeth, dropping the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. And when you've unlocked those tension points, bring your attention down towards your feet. Feel them fall open on the mat, each toe unraveling one by one. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs lightweight, as though someone has taken your batteries out. All the way up to the base of your spine, feel each vertebrae trickle down into the mat one by one. Up towards your ears, up towards your shoulders, melting down into the mat like lava. Feel those shoulders pull down your spine, grounding you so you become one with the earth. Sinking deeply into the floor, into your mat. Arms lightweight at your side, palms open, fingers unraveling. Neck long and head light. Facial features soft and gentle, jaw unlocked. Finally, taking your attention to your chest and your abdomen. That slow and steady rise and fall of your breath, gently guiding you into a deep sense of calm. Allow your breath to lift you and to ground you all at once. And take this moment just for you as you inhale and exhale. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes to draw awareness back into your body. Hug your knees towards your chest and gently rock from side to side to release your spine on the mat. Bring yourself all the way over onto the right hand side into a fetal position. And when you're ready, bringing yourself up to seated, palms on your knees, sitting tall. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale out a deep sigh. And again, inhale. And exhale. And once more for luck. Biggest sigh, inhale. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me this evening. Have a lovely rest of your night. Hopefully see you all tomorrow. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Namaste. And as always, if you guys have any comments, I am very happy to answer them. Any suggestions of things that you want to practice, pop them in the comments on Facebook or on Zoom, and I will get back to you. And if you are sweaty, good, me too.